Hey guys, thanks for checking out the channel. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And also, remember to hit that bell for notifications for when we drop new videos. Years ago, we shot a story for KY3 News out of Springfield, Missouri. It was a Halloween story depicting the history and hauntings of Avilla, Missouri. While conducting our research, we had met a man who had recently discovered graves in his backyard. We also met Reese, who owned some of the town's original buildings. After unearthing all of our information and shooting the story, the segment never aired. When we asked why, we were told that people from the town had called the station and had it pulled. A few years had passed, and I was contacted by a network show who had interest in Avilla. I then went back and was able to reestablish those connections. Unfortunately, we never heard back from the production company. This brings us to our episode. It's time for the stories of Avilla to be told. And who better to do it than the Haunting History crew? Many times the locations that we investigate, the activity is actually based upon some urban legend or some myth. And here in Avilla, that's not too far different. See, there's shadow figures that roam this town, and it's all because of a character named Rotten Johnny Reb. Although the story of Rotten Johnny Reb cannot be confirmed, it would seem that the Civil War would leave its mark on the town. Avilla was founded in 1856. During the Civil War, one of the town's key members, Dr. Jacqueline Stemmons, played a role in the town's history. Stemmons owned 8 slaves, but he supported the abolition of slavery. In spite of the area being engulfed by Confederacy, Avilla boldly hoisted the U.S. flag in the town center park. In 1861, Stemmons organized the town militia to defend against Confederate bushwhackers. On March 8th of 1862, over 100 Confederate guerrillas descended on the Stemmons home. Defending were about 25 militia members who were there for a meeting. The doctor, 3 of his sons, and many others were trapped inside the home. Through the hail of gunfire, the attackers set the house ablaze, and it eventually burned to the ground. The rebel attack on the Stemmons home caused an uproar, and everyone in Avilla took up arms. Many Confederate bushwhackers were tracked down and shot. In one account, a skull with a bullet hole was found south of town, and the body was also found decomposing. The skull was later hung from the death tree, which is an apple tree in an orchard, to serve as a warning to the bushwhackers. Now, we were granted access to 3 different locations here in Avilla. 2 of the buildings that we are going to be investigating are original to the town, built in 1840s. And then the other is a home not too far from here where they discovered a cemetery in their backyard.
Yeah, the original foundation of the house is 1884. And it's been added onto a lot, I know that. And the barn goes back to anywhere from 1880 to 1920. Nobody wants to go out to the barn. Everybody's scared to go out to the barn.
Well, why are they scared to go to the barn?
I don't know. I'm the only one that goes. No one else goes. She's even terrified to go to the barn. Yeah, nobody wants to go to the barn. Located a headstone in the fence row. Cleaning out a fence row. And the dates on it are still 1916, I think, is when he died. And had the recorder of death come out to tell me more about him. And that's when we discovered that there was an old church that sat in the driveway, a slave church, and with a slave cemetery behind it, which would be right where we're at right now. Yeah, I've had several experiences. Starting in the bedroom, we've had the voice come through the baby monitor, but not necessarily a voice, is more of a breathing, heavy breathing. And let's see, we've had alcohol and peroxide bottles just move real quickly. How they didn't fall off the counter, I don't know. The stuff was still moving inside of them. Yeah, we've experienced things since day one. Since day one of moving in here.
Well, my name's Nicole. We moved here in February of 2008, and I would say within the first couple of weeks is when we started to notice activity. But the very first thing I had was a little girl about 6. I was in bed and I rolled over and I saw her standing there and thought it was my daughter. And I kind of closed my eyes, then opened back up, and she wasn't there anymore. So I went to check on my daughter, and she was sound asleep in her bed. Then after that would be the person we call the tall man. He's one that likes to kind of grab and choke and pinch women. He's not big on basically females. He started to target my daughter when she became a teenager. So he doesn't have a problem with little kids, but older women he does. We call him the tall man because all you can see is like a shadow outline of him, and he looks to be above 6 foot tall, wears an old time hat, and the very first experience I had with him, my husband, when I was sleeping, he would come in, put his hand on my ankle, and run it up my leg. Well, this time I thought it was my husband, and I felt the hand on my leg, but it ran all the way up and choked me. And he's tried to pull me out of the bed. He doesn't get very far, but he tries. Then with my daughter, he started doing the same thing where he would run the hand up your leg or grab your leg and grab it. Don't really know who he is for sure. Just because of his height, we call him the tall man. We had a roommate named Jimmy, and he passed November 2nd, 2014. November 2nd, 2014, just of natural causes. But you can smell a cigarette smoke. He has a distinctive smell, and so you can tell when he's around, you can smell it. You don't really see him or hear from him, you just smell the smoke, so you know he's here. We bought what we now know is the International Oddfellows Association and the Stonemasons building. I would say 2012 is when we bought it. As for activity, my daughter believes there's a ghost there named Olga that's not very friendly. And then just shadow people, sometimes voices.
So I'm here with Holly. Holly was in the building just a little bit ago. She was doing an EVP session upstairs, and you captured what exactly?
Kind of sound like music, and it's very, very faint, but almost it sounded like somebody was either an old-time piano or somebody was strumming just a couple notes on a guitar. There was nothing in the building that would make that sound, so I'm not sure where it's coming from.
All right, and we're going to have you play that real quick. Hopefully this will pick up.
Yeah, that's right there.
Okay.
That's something.
Yeah, you could hear it faintly in there. We're going to be going in there later tonight. Any advice you want to give us for being inside there?
Just be careful of the one room to the right-hand side, because there's just, it's on this side.
Okay.
Just be careful in there, because there's something in there.
In the 1840s, the International Oddfellows Association built the building, and then a year later they shared it with the Freemasons. After that, the Freemasons built a stone building adjacent to it and moved into that building. So on the top floor of the Oddfellows building would be the Oddfellows, then the Church of the Rebeccas would be downstairs, and the Freemasons would have their meetings in the stone building next to it. The house we live in now was built in the 1840s, and it was the general store. It also had a bakery, a jail, and a cold storage room. Now, this is just guessing, we can't say for certain, but because it was the only cold storage room in the town, if somebody died, we think they were kept there until they could be buried, just so they didn't decompose as fast. There is a mirror in, we have an empty pool in our house that used to be a therapy pool, but now, because the pipes broke, it's been drained. And there is a pool changing room, and in that pool changing room is a mirror. And there's a little girl that we don't mind in this house. She's the one that's the 8-year-old, but there's another one that has grown up with my daughter. Like, she mimics her age, and we believe she comes out of that mirror. This would be more my daughter's area. She's the one that really thinks it's a demonic mirror, that there's something in there possessing it. And so she took holy water and salt and painted on it just to keep it from, I guess, try and keep it from being as evil as she feels it is.
Basically what we're going to do, we're going to do a quick PSP 7 session.
Okay.
And this guy is going to film us for it.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. When the battery dies on the camera, that's when the session's over. All right. What's painted on this mirror? Me crossing. Obviously. What's on the front of this mirror?
You gotta let go. You gotta cross over. Make an X for a yes. Weird.
That was weird. That was very odd. Almost sounded like a skateboard on some rough sidewalk. Yeah. Huh. And there's no houses out there except way in the distance. See the light on the other one.
Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. Can you make an X away from me? Cross over each other.
Maybe you're just like full of water.
Magnetic.
Magnetic, yeah, there you go. A magnetic baby, yeah.
I guess. You want to hold them? Try it?
Oh yeah, I can try it. I can give it a whirl. See what happens. Alrighty, go. Okay, I want to drop these out here. I'll lose them. Let me stretch it out real quick, so I'll make sure to get them straight. All right. Okay, so let's get these suckers going straight. Also don't know if the wind's playing an effect in that. Okay. I think I got it straight. See, I want these mounted to a board next time. Okay. Should we never go in that barn? Cross them for yes, please. Should I go tease whoever is in that barn? Yeah, I think the wind's also affecting him a bit. I don't see how guys could actually walk and keep them straight.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, I don't understand that. That's so weird.
Hey Jimmy, are you here today? You have anything you want to say to Reese or Walker or the rest of the family?
Good job.
Good job. Sound like good job. You have anything you want to say to Reese or Walker or the rest of the family?
Good job.
Good job.
That was also his voice.
Was it?
It was deep.
Anything else you want to tell them? That's pretty peculiar. It happened right after I asked that.
Now, from what you sound here on the radio, good job.
Yeah. I wonder if Reese will react anyway if we tell him that. Like, if good job meant anything to him, like if him saying it. Let's go see. Because we don't have a whole lot of time left. So, would Jimmy say something to you along the lines of, like, good job for something?
Probably.
Okay.
You know, we took care of him for the last 4 years of his life, you know, and I did everything I could for him. You know, his family abandoned him and everything like that.
Okay, because
Yeah, he would say something.
we were doing the session over by the mirror, and I asked Jimmy if there's anything he wanted to tell you, Walker, or the rest of the family, and there was a voice that came out. He said it sounded like him, real deep. It just said, good job.
Yeah, I believe it.
So,
It don't surprise me one bit. The only thing I have of him left is that right there, and his ashes ain't even in it, but his soul is there. He left his life here. He lived the last 4 years of his life here.
all right.
You I just died?
Yeah, I hit the button on it.
Oh, okay.
Like, yep, we're all gonna die here. Oh, good luck with this, Barry. Here, I'll. Just come to the light, Barry.
I wonder how much this thing's rated for.
Well, Reese came up it.
Oh, okay. Now going down's gonna really suck.
A little bit.
Going up's not so bad. Big old fat ass foot over there.
All right. So now, when it comes to that area right there, it's best to walk around on that and not in that spot, but we can walk around
Yeah,
here.
I can see all the water spots.
But yeah, there's old papers and shit laying around, like old books back here. She said that room was the one we were advised to stay out of.
Due to dangerous?
Entity.
Oh, cool. Let's go in there.
That's what I said.
Okay, this is John.
And Dawn.
We're in the lower floor underneath the, I always forget them people's name, that's association. Oddfellows. The Oddfellow thing is upstairs. Did you ever start that recorder?
Yeah.
Is there any individual in here with us? If there's any spirits in here, can you tell us your name perhaps, if you could just help us out a little bit? We're not here to harm you. We're not going to do anything to you. I'd just like to know your name, who I'm talking to.
And this is the room where you got told not to go into?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, alright. We're in here.
We're in here.
Screw you with Steve, yay.
Let's see. There we go. Calibrating. Alright, we are filming with the thermal imager.
Nice. That's always fun.
And that's recording audio. This is recording audio too.
Oh, that also makes sense. It's through the phone, so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Scissors.
What is that?
Little blob. It's just right there. Like it's.
Yeah.
Oh, it's part of that.
Paper?
Yeah.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Little slave chains.
Really?
Probably. I don't know.
Don't you know the sound?
Oh, I'm glad.
Working on a chain. Chain.
Kind of curious as to like how it looks back here. Yeah, if something colder went through there, we'll definitely know.
Mm-hmm.
Dave and them walking upstairs. Rats. There's Dawn. Hey, Dawn.
Hey.
As you can see, there's a lot of stuff in this place. We got a lot of stuff. How about some spirits? We need some spirits. Can you show yourself to us tonight? We only got 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You want to ask some questions?
When you asked me that, I can't
Back
think of anything.
investigate and then you can't think of questions.
I know, I've been asking questions all night. How old are you?
Are there any females in this building? John's got
Stomach. Do you know what year it is?
Does a LCD on this thing stay lit whenever it's...
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
It'll go out. It's got a really wide angle, wide range on it, so like. Hello? Is there anybody up here?
Wow, it's oddly feels warm in here compared to those other two rooms.
Is this like an altar? You think this what this would be?
An altar?
Yeah. Like they would have a thing right here, or a pulpit,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever.
Yeah, and everyone else would be lined around the edges. And then you'd have the single head spot.
Well, it looks like it would be.
There's like a triangle right there.
Yeah, these cutouts.
Oh.
They might be patching something. I wonder if they pulled this out and put something back there.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks definitely like, you know, that would be the focus point, the focal point, I would think.
That's cool. I can see the outline of my shadow.
I mean,
if anybody is here who can hear the sound of our voices, we're not scary demons. We're not ghosts. We're probably another dimension from you.
If you can hear me, there's two people up above in the Odd Fellow Hall. If you would go up there and touch Dave on his nuts.
If you're trying to manifest, please try harder.
do you see that?
Right there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's inside that door.
It is.
That is the door frame of that other door that's in there.
Yeah.
But there's something warmer on the other side of that.
Uh-huh.
Camera readjusted.
Yeah.
And it's still warmer back behind it. This is a closet. There's two people downstairs who probably shouldn't be in this building. Feel heavy. Right there.
Yeah, right in the chest. I felt that when I got up, but then I was like released from it. It was weird. Sorry, that was me.
Breathing in or?
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of like a mild yawn.
There's two people downstairs that probably should not be here. Will you go say something to them? That's me.
Why are you still here? Do you either not want to move on or not know how to move on?
Got 5 minutes.
What is your name?
Were any spirits that are in this location, were you here during the Civil War? Correct. If so, did you get killed by the Confederates?
Dog. Trying to discern that over that car. I know the Freemasons moved next door. once that building was built. Barry and I decided to wrap up, but before we did, a voice was captured asking who we were.
Hmm?
You're not really getting anything on that either.
No.
Although we didn't capture much, we were proud to learn as much as we did about Avilla, and we made some friends along the way. If there's one thing to take away from this, it's that every small town can have a haunting history, and it just might be under our feet.